everybody! Well, it is April the 1st, April Fool's Day, and according to Joker no Kunai no Alice, April is the season of lies. So let me tell you a lie that I told myself when I was about 12, 13 years old. I used to love watching Magical Girl anime, which I didn't know was anime at the time, but I loved it nonetheless. And I believed that one day I would find a sparkly hairbrush on the ground, brush my hair with it, and one day I would become a super amazing, frilly girl that could kick butt, take names, and find my Prince Charming. Well, here we are at 18 years old, and I have no Prince Charming. I'm also getting ready for college, and I kind of don't know what kind of job I want to get. What does that lead us all to? That you'll never become a magical girl, and more than likely you'll get a 9-to-5 job and hate your life. So, instead of sitting there and dwelling on the negative, let's dwell on the positive. That Magical Girl anime exists. So this month, I'm going to push Magical Girl anime down your throat so far that you are going to be spitting up colors and sparkles for the rest of your existence. And no, please do not sit there and pull up that animation of the strange tentacles in the schoolgirl. I will find you. Cue intro! So, what is Magical Girl anime? Well, Magical Girl anime was developed by the Kami-sama of anime himself. Yes, you know who I'm talking about. But I cannot pronounce his name, so please excuse me while I butcher some Japanese person's name. Omasu Tezuka. Now, this man is known for Astro Boy, the Kinda Not Really Lion King ripoff, and many other anime and manga that are cult classics even to this day. However, he also began the shoujo genre, which is the girl genre. Literally, shoujo means girl. Now, he began the Magical Girl anime genre simply by creating Princess Knight, which is a story about a girl who can shapeshift into a guy and a girl thanks to her blue and pink hearts and blah, 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 blah. Basically, you're basing your plot for a very simple comedy as well as a Magical Girl anime. This simple idea that a girl can shift between being a normal, cute girl that is put on a pedestal and can be kidnapped into someone who can kick butt has been around for a long time thanks to this man. However, it didn't become popular until a certain girl with blonde pigtails that wasn't a tsundere came along. Yes, it was with the development of Sailor Moon that Magical Girls exploded. You can find series the same way I can find churches here in the Bible Belt. They're on every single channel and corner. So, with that being said, what makes up a Magical Girl anime? Well, you have stereotypes. Now, since most of these are developed straight from Sailor Moon, you'll notice a certain pattern. So bear with me if any of this seems repetitive. You have a girl, she finds a pendant, she uses the pendant, she's an idiot, she's a ditz, she transforms into a girl that doesn't look exactly 13 anymore, she looks more like she should be 18 and probably at a strip club, but she's not, she can kick butt, she finds this guy, she's in love with this guy is probably a prick to her, or he just doesn't notice, and even if he does, when they get together, all the world is doomed and blah 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 blah, they can't be together, but they are together, and the end, they save the world. Now, if you didn't understand half of my blather or you didn't care, let me just break it down to you in a simpler light. Let's start with the most basic thing. Where do magical girls get their powers from? Now, magical girls have gotten their powers from a variety of places, whether it be a glittery hairbrush or a locket. It really depends on the series. However, the one thing that has remained the same is the fact that there was always a theme. For example, Sailor Moon had the planet theme. In Mew Mew Power, one of my personal favorites, or Tokyo Mew Mew for the Japanese audience, there is the extinct animals is sort of the sweets and parfait kind of thing going on. That's that particular theme. And in others, there could be sports, there could be makeup, there can be a variety of different things. It all just depends on the person's imagination. But normally the power can be activated in various ways. You say certain sayings, such as the very famous or you can simply toss the thing into the air and hope it doesn't hit on your head or something. And of course, one of my favorites, just swirling it around as if you're trying to hit a fly. Yeah, you should just do what Mr. Miyagi does. Chopsticks, they always work. So now these girls have their powers. They're able to transform. Well, who can transform? Who can get these powers? Well, it all depends. Most times your female lead is a very ditzy girl, or she's extremely innocent and naive. Now, why this particular combination? I don't know, maybe to get to the girl audience so they're easily able to imagine themselves. That's why Bella Swan was practically lifeless, so that way girls can easily imagine themselves in her place. You know, it takes up for a lot of anime girls, actually. 80% are useless and kind of imaginative proxies. 5% is tsundere, 2% is yandere, and the last remaining percent is very good, very stable female main leads. Anyway, the other side characters can be a variety of different things. They can be yanderes, they can be tsunderes. More than likely, you'll have one very mature one while you have one Lolita. And most of the time, you will have that one girl who is very shy. Basically, all these girls are usually tropes of what we come to expect out of certain anime characters, especially female ones. So you shouldn't really expect much out of the characters themselves, personalities, but what they do with those personalities, especially in our current anime. Now that we know that they can transform and they have characters to transform, let's talk about the one things that is very important to an anime girl. Clothes make it the man. That is especially true in Magical Girl anime. Now, these girls normally wear dresses that make them look a lot older than what they are. I mean, oh my gosh, have you seen Serena? Yeah, believe it or not, she's like 13 at the beginning of the series, but doesn't she look like she should be 18? I call jailbait. Anyway, most of the times, these girls have dresses that are very girly, very frilly, because they're supposed to be what girls always imagine themselves to be. Princesses, in a way. However, princesses that can fight. Now, that being said, is it very practical? No. But this is supposed to be for young girls, and we shouldn't expect much out of that. These are very cute outfits that come with something else. A long, never-ending transformation sequence. Oh my gosh! Sorry for my breakdown just now, but the transformation sequences are very, very long. Most times these are due to stock footage and trying to keep the costs down when making these anime, but something tells me it's because they didn't want to put as much time as it takes to sit there and create a decent plot, or at least decent plot development between characters. Anyway, even though I can criticize how often the stock animation happens, I have to say the stock animation always looks gorgeous. Here is one of my favorite transformation sequences from my favorite Magical Girl anime. As you can see, the animation is gorgeously done. Whoever animated this, the team did such a lovely job. It's obvious that these stock animations, no matter how much we actually criticize them, are the pride and joy of these animators. So with that, weapons. It's obvious that it's simply there to hurry up and get it over with, especially since it's only glitter and a lot of color. As seen here.
ミュージックロンド。今よ。オッケー。おいでハリー。パパー。駆け巡れゾーンのリング。プリキュアミュージックロンド。三拍子1、2、3フィナーレ。
Now, it's not as impressive as, I don't know, getting shot up like in this particular scene from Hellsing.
I love you, Edward.
And I love you, Bella. Hold on. Who is it?
Oh, you know. A real fucking vampire.
But it still does what it needs to do. It's a scene for young girls. And while they could sit there and help with the animation during these scenes, it's obvious that the fighting is not really what makes up this genre. And while that disappoints me, we can sit there and see this evolve more and more and more when I sit there and do the formula for present-day magical girls. Violence. And there is one thing that can be said about violence. I mentioned princes at some point, but I haven't talked about them. So let me just tell you, there is always just one male character, or more than one, but at any rate, they're always supposed to be for the main magical girl. Now, most times, the character is either very dull or very shaky, I guess, towards the girl. They could get together, but it usually impedes on the fact that she has to save the world. In some renditions of Magical Girl Anime, the guy can save the world as well and become a magical boy with his own transformation sequence and can actually make contact with the monsters and kick their butts. But that really depends. Once again, this was brought in via Sailor Moon. And as such, everything has to repeat what made a bunch of money. Now, I talked about a lot of things, but we haven't talked about the most important aspect of Magical Girl Anime. The freaking mascot! Mascots can come in a variety of shapes, colors, sizes, and the like. And most times they are absolutely adorable, even when they want to sit there and destroy your planet and everything you've held dear. They can become cute cats like in Sailor Moon, or they become small little robots like in Tokyo Mew Mew. Whatever the case is, they're probably adorable, and they're probably also the humor for this series. Now, that being said, does every series have a mascot? Yes, how else are you going to sell merchandise? I swear, in most Magical Girl series, the only reason why there is a mascot, such as a cat or a robot or something, is because it sells. How many of you would not want a cute little cubie on your bed to hold and huggle and sit there and tell you that it will destroy the world quietly in a cute little voice? Just me? Okay. Well, how many of you then would want an adorable little mini Mew to sit there and huggle and to give you a locket? All of you? Okay, that was awesome. Basically, what I'm trying to say is that the mascot isn't really something to identify with the characters themselves, but it's to make sure that you know what the show is when you sit there and you go to your local anime con and you pick up the merchandise. That's all they really are. They may have some function in the plot, but we're talking about classical Magical Girl Anime, and as such, they really had no bearing on the plot aside from being the ones who tell you, yes, you have powers. They're basically the messenger in a way. And that is all the tropes and things I can actually think about that come with Magical Girl Anime. Now, do you agree with me, or am I missing some tropes? Let me know in the comments below, so that way I know what I'm missing and I can sit there and rectify it in a video at some point. But if you like this video at all, please click the like button below. It would really pump me up if you did. And If you have any ideas on anime I should review this month, since it is Magical Girl Month, then let me know in the comments. Should it be Tokyo Mew Mew? Should it be Sailor Moon? Or should it be something like Pretty Cure and their 1001 incarnates? Just let me know in the comment section. And so you know that I sat there and kept my promise, please sit there and click the subscribe button below so that way everything gets up inside your mailbox. See you guys!